everyone, it's Dr. Gonzo Boogie here again for another DVD and VHS update. And I was just going to very quickly go through and show the DVDs and VHSs that I bought over the past week or so. I have more VHSs to show this week than DVDs, but that's just because I went to a thrift store and they had a lot of VHSs I wanted, so I picked them all up. But I'll get started here and show the DVDs first. First DVD I picked up was An American Werewolf in Paris, the shitty sequel to An American Werewolf in London, which is one of my favorite movies ever made. So I pretty much just picked this sequel up just because I'm a completist like that, and I felt like it would look cool to have the American Werewolf series. Since this is the only sequel really ever made for it. It kind of has that 90s Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer vibe. I actually haven't seen this since I was younger. And last time I watched this was before I was even a huge fan of An American Werewolf in London. So I don't know, maybe I won't think this movie is as bad as I think. But right now, thinking about it, I have a feeling this movie probably isn't that good. But still, looking forward to checking this one out. Like I said, it's been a while since I've seen it, so I can't even remember it too good. I just remember the effects were shitty 90s CGI effects. And American Werewolf in London really has some high quality top effects in it, with Rick Baker doing the effects, which were all practical in the first American Werewolf in London, and they look really good. They're just really good effects, so it stinks that in the sequel they didn't even try to have the effects as good. Alright, next up here we have The Wicker Man, which this has Christopher Lee in it, and this is actually just a theatrical cut of this, and I've owned this before in different editions, but I figured I would pick it up. It's the Anchor Bay edition. If I see the other edition that is the director's cut, I'll probably buy it and trade this one in, because I used to own the director's cut of the movie or whatever it is, the extended cut, and this is just the theatrical cut. But it's been a while since I've seen this movie. This is one that I used to have on DVD back when I was in high school, but I sold it for some reason, so I thought it was about time to rebuy this. And I'm a huge Christopher Lee fan, so I'm just glad to have another Christopher Lee movie and another Anchor Bay movie from my collection. Alright, then I picked up Dune on DVD, which Dune is a really obscure science fiction movie from the 80s. It's kind of hard to follow, but I actually really like it. It started to grow on me. Every time I watch it again, I actually like it more than the last time. It's directed by David Lynch, who did Eraserhead and Elephant Man, and he's a really good visual director. And I mean, this movie really looks good. It looks beautiful, but it's just the story. It seemed like there's a lot they were trying to fit in. A lot seems like it was cut out of this movie, and but other than that, it's a really good movie. Brian Eno does the theme song. And Sean Young from Blade Runner has a small role in this, but she's on the cover of it, and she's also a picture on the back. But her role is really small, but that's one of the reasons why I like this movie, just because I'm a huge Sean Young fan. I think she's a really good actress and very beautiful, so I just like to check out movies she's in. And this one she's in, and it's another science fiction one, so that's kind of why I got into this. But it's actually a pretty good movie. I bought this on VHS probably a month back, but I would probably recommend Dune for people who like epic sci-fi films. Alright, next I picked up a couple of things from my TV show collection. I got this random Married with Children Most Outrageous Episodes Volume 2 collection. And this is pretty cool. I love Married with Children. Just a really funny show. It's probably one of my favorite sitcom shows. I like a lot of shows like that, but this is probably one of my favorites. And this just has 5 random episodes from Married with Children, so looking forward to checking this out one of these days. I wouldn't mind picking up a couple actual seasons of this show too. And I picked up the first season of SpongeBob SquarePants. And if you've seen some of my other videos, I'm a fan of this show, and I like the early episodes, the early seasons of the show are really good. So I felt like why not pick it up on DVD. I'm actually thinking of picking up the second season also, just because I've been having a lot of fun watching this. I'm actually watching it I was watching it right before I started this video. So SpongeBob's just good old fun. Started in the late '90s, but gained its popularity mostly during the early 2000s. But I really like the show. One of my favorite like Nickelodeon cartoons, and I would recommend it. I would definitely recommend SpongeBob. Alright, next I have a stack of VHSs that I'll go through quickly. This is Tarantula. This is actually from my Universal MCA collection. And I'm trying to buy everything, all the classic monsters, all the Abbott and Costellos, and all the golden age science fiction like thrillers and stuff like that they put out. So this is part of my Universal Monster collection, which is growing, and once it grows bigger I'll do a video on that, just my Universal Monster VHS collection, because I love the way that these Universal Monster VHSs are set up. And this is the Tarantula. This is one that I'm actually not sure if I have ever seen, but tarantulas and spiders scare the crap out of me, so I feel like this movie is probably actually going to scare me in a sense, just because of the spiders. But this looks like it's good old, classic 50s sci-fi fun, so looking forward to checking this one out. Alright, next up here is Tron, which is an awesome 80s sci-fi movie that, again, I haven't seen in a while, so I'm looking forward to checking this one out again. Last time I watched this was, I think, when I was still in high school, like 3-4 years ago. And the special effects in this movie are brilliant. They just released like some type of sequel, Tron, whatever. I know that a new Tron movie just came out, but the original one is really good, and I would definitely recommend this. It stars Jeff Bridges when he was younger. And the story of this movie is just really cool, and altogether I just think it's a pretty good science fiction movie. Next up here, I actually rebought Highlander 2 on VHS, because I like this cover better than the one I had. I actually think this is like probably the coolest cover for Highlander 2. And I liked it more than the one I had. I only paid $1 for this, so I figured I'm like, why not switch it out? So yeah, I do that sometimes, especially with VHSs, but I do it with DVDs too. If I see an edition of a movie that I like better than the one I already own, I'll switch it out. It's like, why not? But yeah, so Highlander 2 is a really like bad sequel to Highlander, but it's still fun to watch from time to time, just if you're a Highlander fan, because it's really cheesy. It's got Sean Connery in it still, so it's pretty cool, but at the same time it's pretty cheesy because it almost like totally like, I wouldn't say ruins, but just doesn't follow the story of the first movie that well at all. Alright, and here's Big Trouble in Little China, which is a John Carpenter movie that I actually haven't seen yet. But I picked this up on VHS. It's the CBS Fox edition, and if you've seen some of my other updates, I like to collect these. So I picked it up for that reason, and just because I love John Carpenter's films, and I love Kurt Russell. So this is one that I've always wanted to see, so I'm actually looking forward to checking this one out in the next week or so. It just looks cool to me. Big Trouble in Little China, John Carpenter. And then this is another Ridley Scott film, Legend, which Ridley Scott is like probably one of my favorite directors of all time right now, because this movie Blade Runner is like my favorite movie, and Alien is just one of my favorite movies of all time also. So everyone always kind of tells me that I should check this one out, since I do like his like science fiction movies, and this one's like fantasy. So everyone's always told me to check this one out, so I'm looking forward to actually seeing this, because I've never seen Legend before. Now that I'm a big Ridley Scott fan, I'm looking forward to seeing how this movie is. So, maybe I'll have a little something to say about this movie after I finally watch it. I might even pick it up on DVD if I like it enough. Alright, this is Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which is a cool, like late 70s sci-fi movie. And I used to have this one on DVD a while ago, but like I said, I sold a lot of my stuff at one time when I didn't have a job, so I picked this one up on VHS. Alright, next I have the classic Jaws, which I'm sure everybody's seen, and if you haven't seen, you at least know about it. And this is just the ultimate like shark film, and just also just a really good like 70s horror film. And I actually don't have this one on DVD right now, so I picked it up for $1 on VHS. I liked the really basic design of the tapes. That was one of the main reasons I wanted to pick it up. I like basic designs that use like one color throughout the whole tape. And so I just picked this one up. I like Jaws. I've liked this I've liked this movie ever since I was like younger. I've always been a fan, and so I just thought it was cool. I was like, why not pick up Jaws? This is just an awesome movie. It's really well acted and directed for like for a horror movie, sorta mostly. It's what it is pretty much, and it's just it deserves the reputation that it gets. It is a really good movie. And here is Airplane, which is a classic comedy from the early 80s. And this movie is just hilarious. And I've actually been wanting to pick this up on DVD recently, but I saw it at a thrift store for $1 on tape, so I just picked it up on tape for right now. I'll probably get the DVD of this soon, because this movie is just hilarious, and it grows on me every time I watch it again. I really like these Leslie Nielsen like wacky movies that came out in the 80s and 90s and stuff. Just really funny movies. Alright, and last but not least here, this is something that I actually got in the mail today, which is a Morrissey video collection. And Morrissey is the lead singer of the Smiths. He went solo after the Smiths broke up in the late 80s. And this is just a collection of like his first 7 music videos he put out during the late 80s and early 90s. And this is just awesome. I love the Smiths and Morrissey. I mean, the theme that I use for this video is a Smiths song, Panic, and they're just probably my favorite band in the world right now. I just love the Smiths, so this is just awesome. I love the artwork that are always on Smiths and Morrissey stuff. They're just really cool, like very Andy Warhol inspired. And this is just great. I'm really looking forward to watching this. I'm probably going to actually watch this tonight. I got this in the mail today, and it's kind of what made me want to do this video today. I'm like, nice. I can't believe I got this. I'm like, I got to shoot a new video where I talk about this a little bit. So yeah, this is just awesome, and probably the best thing I got all week, in my opinion, for like tapes and movies and stuff like that. Just because I really love Morrissey and the Smiths. I think they're probably, well, Morrissey, but more or less the Smiths, I think is like probably one of the like most legit like 80s bands that come out around that time. Like their music is really real, and the lyrics is really, they're just a really talented band and really good at what they do. So if you like 80s like alternative rock or just alternative rock in general, I'll definitely recommend checking out the Smiths and some of Morrissey's solo stuff. This has videos for some of my favorite of his songs, like Ouija Board. That's always been one of my favorite Morrissey songs, so I'm looking forward to checking that video out. Some of these I've actually seen on like VH1 Classics when they have like an 80s video block. I've seen some of Morrissey's videos on there before. But I'm really glad to finally pick this tape up. This was a tape that I've been kind of wanting for a while now, ever since I really started to collect the Smith stuff hardcore. So, yep, definitely excited about this. But those are the updates for this week. And next week I'll have probably like a new update video up. And I have a couple like top 10 list ideas that I was thinking of putting up too. So, yep, and thanks again for watching, and leave a comment or give a thumbs up if you like the video.